Hey guys, it's Dane at ZIMM'S Guitars, and I got a guitar in. It's in for just a restring, but it's super cool. I wanted to share this with you guys. Come on in here if you got a little bit of time to kill. You can watch me put some strings on this thing. Okay, so here it is. This, I believe, is a 1991 Ibanez RG550. And what a cool guitar, right? These strings, not so cool in my opinion. Some guys love these. I think DR Strings makes these. But these are the neon green ones. And they're coming off. Now this guitar does have a Floyd Rose. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do one string at a time so that you know, the Floyd kind of stays in its proper position and doesn't get all crazy. And there it came out of there nicely. So yeah, the Ibanez RG550, really nice, thin, flat, fast kind of shredder neck. So what I did is I just took an old back plate and I shoved it underneath here to just kind of hold that, you know, in position right there so it doesn't get too crazy. Now today I am going to put on a set of Ernie Ball regular Slinky 10 gauge, and because I think that the strings that were on here are already 10 gauge, let me double check that. Yeah, so it shouldn't be too much of a very difficult setup to just change, you know, the strings that are the exact same gauge. So here we go, 10 through 46. And what I do is you string this end up here through the tuner. You run the string down in here, you got those little blocks right there. Sometimes I've called those things little bricks, but they fit in here. You take an Allen wrench, you tighten that up. Don't over tighten it, because I've seen a bunch of times where it gets stripped out right there. And we'll tighten this and we'll tune it to pitch. Although I didn't check the tuning when I started. Let me do that for a second. Because what I should have done is I should have checked the tuning to see if this thing was in standard tuning. Pretty sure it was. And like I told you guys in the beginning of the video, if you got a little bit of time to waste, right? Alright, so yeah, G sharp. I think once I tune this E string up to pitch, there it is. G sharp, well, C sharp, F sharp. You know, maybe he had this thing a half step down. Huh, I could call the customer, but you know what? I think I'll just tune this thing a half step down. Because, you know, all those 80s shredders, they all tuned a half step down. So, we'll see what happens here. It'd be easy enough to put it in standard tuning. These Ibanez 550s, the RG550, they're really a highly sought after guitar. Those shredder guys love these things. And if you have a, you know what this is? This is like the little brother to the Steve Vai, the Gem, the Ibanez Gem. Just, you know, you're missing the monkey handle, the monkey grip, you know, yeah, you're missing the vine inlays, but this is basically very, very similar to a Steve Vai Gem. Believe it or not, you guys don't have to believe me, but yeah, it's very similar to a Gem. So again, I wind the string through here. Get it up through there. Lay it down in that little area right there in the saddle, and hope that it stays. There are so many times where these strip out and these little blocks get messed up, and they get because you tighten them down too tight, they actually like stretch out and they get deformed and they stop working. So a lot of guys, man, they really hate these Floyd Roses because there's a lot of things that can happen to these Floyds to make them go out of tune and kind of get messed up. You know, it's hard to clean the fretboard. A lot of times, hardtail guitars, you can pull all the strings off of it, and then you can get in here and you can really polish the frets. You can clean the fretboard. But this is a, it looks pretty clean already, but this is a maple board, and there's not a whole lot you can do as far as putting the lemon oil down on it or anything like that. So, and I'm going to put this little piece back in place here. And I'm just going to snug it down a little tiny bit. There we go. And the same wrench fits up here and fits down here too, the same size. And of course, I use my string winder. You can get these on Amazon. They're only about maybe 30 or 40 bucks. I highly recommend them if you do a lot of string change outs. So far, so good. Okay, so I have all 6 of them on there. So now let's go down here, and I have it somewhat in tune as far as being in standard tuning. Let's see if we can see this thing. Okay, good. My A string. Pretty darn close. So now we're just going to snug these babies down. They're kind of old and rusty. I think the guitar is from 1991. All right. Hey, that looks good. All right, so you see now that I have that snug down, we have to come back down on this end and to tune it to A. It's a little bit flat, so you use the fine tuners right here. Roll that up to an A. Perfect. D. Perfect. Your G string, I just love saying that. There's the B string, tighten that down just a tad. There it is. Cool. It looks much better. An RG550, very sought after guitar. I guess I'll plug it in for a minute. Let's test it out, see what it sounds like. Alright, so here it is, an early 90s Ibanez RG550. Very desirable, sought after model. It looks a lot better without the neon green strings on there, but hey man, some people dig that stuff. So, I'm not trying to make fun of the green strings, right? They're slimy. But a very desirable Ibanez model. If you guys can get your hands on one and the price is right, I think I would grab it up. It's got the very thin shredder neck on it, and they're just great guitars. Got my little orange Crush Pro 120. We're going to hear a little tiny bit of some dirty stuff. Here we go. Alright, so again, quick video. Thank you guys for spending a little time with me, restringing guitars and hanging out at my guitar shop. And again, Dane at ZIMM'S Guitars, and thanks a lot for watching. And you guys all have a great day. RG550, whoa, I almost fell off my chair. Take two on this.